This is Owen Thornton, and this is my vblog, which corresponds with my weblog at ontariocrafts.wordpress.com. Today, I want to talk to you about Dark Horse Estate Winery in Grand Bend, Ontario. It is at, and let me just check the address here, 70665 Beeline, Grand Bend. The Beeline Road, if you've ever been to the Playhouse near Grand Bend, the Dark Horse Estate Winery is actually right beside the Huron County Playhouse. So that is a great place, a great way to find Dark Horse Estate Winery. Let me talk to you about, let's see, how do I go about doing this? Talking to you about some of their wines and the lines that they have and the facilities there, and I think that's about it. Okay, so Dark Horse has, I'm going to talk about the lines first because then I want to talk about specific wines afterwards. They have three lines. They have an unapologetically a line, which the unapologetically line is around the $15 price point. There's unabashedly white, unabashedly red. There's probably, as I don't recall exactly, but I believe there's a rosé in that line as well. Then they have another line called One Horse Town. In the One Horse Town, there is a Vidal, a Cab Franc, a Baco Noir, and a Marquette. I wanted to give the Marquette a little bit of a plug. I don't know if you've ever heard of Marquette. Marquette is a hybridized varietal that is grown in more northerly climes, and especially here in Ontario, where we are in the middle of a continent. So let me explain that a little bit and why I'm talking about it that way. We very much have conditions like Burgundy, France. And Burgundy, France is, because it's closer to the ocean, has moderated temperatures because of that. We here in the middle of the continent suffer from deeper, darker, colder winters. But we are on roughly the same parallel on the planet. So, what does that difference make? Well, first off, surprisingly enough, we have a slightly longer growing season here than they do in Burgundy, France. So it gives the Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays and Rieslings a greater chance to grow here successfully, even than in France. But because of the continental winters and the temperatures going down so far for so long, vines can be damaged by the cold. So something like a Cabernet Sauvignon, which is not actually a varietal that would grow well in Burgundy, doesn't grow well here either and can be harmed by the deep, long cold. The vines get killed in the wintertime. The winter kill then prevents the grapes from growing back well in the springtime, and so the losses are so high that Cab Sauv, something like Cab Sauv, can't be grown here as successfully as perhaps people might like. Some still take the risk, some still do it, some get great results, but it comes at the cost of the winter kill. One of the varietals that has been used that is a full flavored red that's a hybridized one is called Baco Noir. Baco Noir is really readily grown, and I think a lot of people know what Baco Noir is. It's a hybridized grape that's grown in Ontario. But Marquette came out of the University of Minnesota some years ago as a hybridized varietal that would taste like a really great Cab Sauv. Now let's face it, like no varietal, no hybrid is going to be like a Cab Sauv, but I mean it's like it in its intensity of flavor. The types of flavors would be different, of course, but what Marquette doesn't do is it doesn't have that tanniny finish that the Cab Sauv does. So Marquette delivers in a lot of great ways with a bold flavor, usually a medium to full body, but doesn't have the tannin finish. So the One Horse Town line, as I said, Cab Franc, Baco Noir, which is another hybridized varietal, and they do a great job of both of those, and I always buy some whenever I'm at Dark Horse. But their Marquette this is a new varietal to many people, and it is also in Ontario major retailers across Southwest Ontario, or can be. And so if you see the One Horse Town logo with Marquette on it, that is Dark Horse Estate Winery Productions, and it's at $19.95 in your major retailers across the Southwestern Ontario and across Ontario. So try their Marquette for sure. So that's one plug for the One Horse Town line, is the Marquette that is outside of the Dark Horse Estate Winery, where you can get it at other places. Also, they have a higher end line. So the Dark Horse One Horse Town line is in the $20 to $25 range, and then above the $25 range, you're going to see a line called Bellegro. They have a Chardonnay in there, and a Meritage, which Meritage is a term that comes out of that. I guess I should say parallels Burgundy. Whoa, I gotta interrupt there. I misspoke. Not from Burgundy, from Bordeaux. So Bordeaux's are the region where Merlots, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cab Franc a little bit are blended together to create Bordeaux, not Burgundy. Bordeaux. Okay, so I interrupted there. So when I'm talking about Meritage from Ontario, from California, if I were to talk about it from California, because Meritage comes from there, Meritage is a blend of Cab Sauv, Merlot, and Cab Franc that doesn't come from Bordeaux, not Burgundy. We're going to resume our regularly scheduled program now at Dark Horse. So there's there's 3 lines. There's a couple or 3 or 4 of their wines that they make. They also have a sensational Bellegro in their Cab Franc ice wine. Cab Franc is a good red grape varietal to make ice wine from because it has a thick skin. And so the thick skin, when the grape freezes, the skin doesn't burst and the juices don't escape before they have a chance to condense and freeze to be able to make a very nice, lovely, sweet ice wine. So they have a great Cab Franc ice wine, and if you've never had a red ice wine before, you really are missing out and really need to try that. Now, that is saying if you need to be a person who likes very sweet wine, all ice wine is going to be called very sweet. So if you don't like sweet wine, that's not going to ring your bell. But hopefully you have a chance to, when you go to Dark Horse, if you see their Cab Franc ice wine, you're going to grab a bottle. So let me talk to you about the facilities. And this is one of those things where I have been there. I go there more than once a year. This was on our route to our cottage on the Huron shores, and so we don't have it anymore, but we still go up to this area because we love the area so much. We still go to Bayfield, we still go to Grand Bend, and so therefore we're going to go past Dark Horse whenever we get a chance to do so, and buy some wine. So I have been there with my camera and I have taken pictures and I can't find them anywhere. So I'm not going to be able to show you too much about this one. I will show you pictures of the wines, and I will have done so already. But as far as the outside of the building, I don't know where the pictures are. They're lost. Just absolutely, they're in the ether somewhere. So I'm going to have to go back again and take pictures again. Anyways, this is a top drawer, high-end facility. Outside of the main building, there is a 15-foot tall rearing horse in metal, rearing up. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous statuary in front of the building. You walk up to the building. There's these 2 giant 2-story doors that you open up. Now, of course, everything is, again, sort of tainted by COVID-19 protocols, and so you can't do all the things you might like to do when you go to a winery. However, even today, we heard, which is the 28th of October that I'm recording this, even today we heard that there's going to be a greater easing of restrictions because of COVID-19. So things may, by the time you see this, be very much more open than they are even right now. But in the past, the last couple of years, things have been a little bit less exciting. Anyways, going into this building, it's a gorgeous building, 2 stories high. On your right-hand side, as you turn to look, you're going to look down and through glass, and the whole wall is glass, and you're going to look down and you're going to see all of the vats, and this is basically the winemaking operation right down there. To your right, I can't believe I did that. When you walk in to the right of the vats, to the left is the retail space. I know there aren't 2 rights. It's just one of those things today, folks. Beyond that bar area, there's an outside dining area where you can order food and have some food and do tastings outside, obviously during nicer weather times. And then when you walk into the turn to your left and you walk into the retail section, and they immediately turn right. The racks of wine are there to buy. They're usually, as I recall, they're in the order that I talked about as far as the lines of wine are concerned. So the unapologeticallys are first, then the one horse town ones, and then at the back wall is the Vallegro line, the higher end wine in the $35 range price. This, as I said, this is a beautiful facility. I've never seen a dust bunny anywhere. Well maintained, well looked after, excellent staff, knowledgeable staff as well. So they know the wines, so they can talk to you about it. If you ask about the Chardonnay, well, whether it's oaked or it's not oaked, they will be able to give you all the appropriate answers that you might like to have for anything that you have. And as I said, just a little bit further beyond, a little deeper in, is the bar area where you can do tastings. And I believe that at the time when they were doing active tastings, they were even allowing, there was a charge, but they would even allow you to do a tasting of their ice wine, so you could do that. And then there's also places where you can sit and have a glass and just to simply enjoy yourself and look out around the vineyards. When you drive up through the property, you're driving past the grapes on either side of you. So there's a big parking lot area there. There's all sorts of parking. I've never seen that lot excessively crowded. There may at times be tourists. One of the cool things about the property is that when you're in the buildings, there are glass blocks on the floor of the main part of the floor, and you look down and you can see the entertainment areas, the party rooms down below, where weddings can be held and other events can be held. I've never been there actually when there has been something going on down below, but it is cool to see that you can see tables and chairs down below you through the floor. That's a really interesting little feature of this building. Anyways, Dark Horse is a terrific place to go. Some wines now are, as I said, the Marquette is now available through the large major retailers in the province of Ontario, but most of their wines you're going to find are exclusive to them at their location. So you have to go there to have the great experiences that we've had. As I said, excellent people, excellent knowledge there, and really, really top-notch wines being made under the VQA label. So thank you very much. This is Owen Thornton talking about Dark Horse Estate Winery. Oh, and they also have great gear as well. So for me and Bogart the bunny, we're signing off. You have yourselves a great day, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.